Hi everybody, the Home Service Pro here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to flush out your electric water heater. All manufacturers recommend that you flush out your water heater at least once a year. Depending on your water quality, if you have really hard water, maybe you have a lot of iron, it's not a bad idea to do it more than once a year, maybe twice a year, every 6 months. So what happens is if you get a lot of calcium and stuff built up on the bottom of these, your lower element on your electric water heater, that calcium will get up around it, it makes it overheat, it burns the element up. Therefore, you're only going to be heating off your top element. With a gas water heater, same scenario, that calcium settles to the bottom of the tank, and when it does, you start getting that percolating sound. So if your water heater kind of sounds like it has popcorn in it while it's heating, generally speaking, that means that you have calcium in the bottom of your water heater, and what's happening is that water's sitting down inside that calcium, the heat from the burner's coming up through it, and it's actually boiling the water off because it can't get rid of the heat quick enough into the water because that calcium's insulating it. So either way, I'm going to show you how to flush out your water heater. We'll do step by step. Let's get right after it. All right, everybody, this is the water heater that we're going to be flushing today. So the water heater itself is an electric 50-gallon water heater. Down at the very bottom, we've got the drain down here. We're going to hook a garden hose up to that. We're going to leave the water on. We're not going to shut the water off. We're going to go ahead and hook the hose up, open that up, and let that discharge out into the yard. And what that's going to do is with the water pressure, it's going to push the water pressure through the tank and push everything that's sitting at the bottom of this tank down and out through the hose. And it's going to flush the bottom of that tank out. So let's go ahead and get the hose hooked up, and we'll go ahead and flush it out, and we'll see if we get anything out of it. All right, guys, I got my hose strung out into the yard. We're going to go ahead and hook the hose up to the bottom of the tank. So this style drain on the bottom of the water heater, it just has a regular screwdriver slot, and you open it with a screwdriver. Some will have a handle that you just simply turn on. Some have the type that you hook the hose to and you got to turn the whole assembly. There's several different types of valves on the bottom of the water heaters, but this particular one just takes a regular screwdriver. So we're going to go ahead and turn the line on. Again, you go ahead and leave the water turned on to the unit. And get you turned around here. Okay, so we did leave the water on to the unit. We'll go ahead and follow this hose out and see how this is doing out there. Okay, so we do have some water flow going on here. This will improve over time. So we just want to give that a few minutes and see what it does. I'll check back with you in just a few minutes. All right, guys, we've had that running for probably 5 minutes or so now. We're going to go ahead and go back in. We're going to shut that valve off. And I flush these water heaters out every year. So let's see here. Go ahead and shut this valve off. Okay, let's go out and see what we have out there. This one shouldn't be too bad because I flush it every year. But yeah, if you take a look at that stuff there, that's the calcium that came out of the water heater here. Let me grab a little bit of that. Kind of looks like oatmeal, but what that is it's like I say, it's chunks of calcium that has built up on the bottom of the tank. By flushing all of that out of that tank, it's going to make the tank last longer, and it'll make the water heater more efficient. So there you go. We got the water heater flushed. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my hose, and we're all set. I'll move over to the other one. I'll flush that one out, and I'll be right back with you. All right, guys. We got the water heaters flushed out. You've seen the calcium that came out of the one. We got about the same amount out of the other one. However, just so you know, this house does have a water softener, so it's not getting all that much. Plus, I flush these out every single year. So if you haven't flushed it out ever and it's 5, 6, 7 years old, however old it is, and depending on the water quality, sometimes that drain on the bottom of the water heater will plug up with calcium to the point where you're not going to get any flow at all out of that drain. If that happens, you got to shut the water off. You got to get in there, take the valve that's on the bottom of the water heater off, put a full port valve on, and try and flush it again. If that don't work, you're going to have to probably call a plumber or somebody like that to get that thing to drain out the rest of the way. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. It helps us grow. Have a great day, and remember, you got this. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks. Have a great day.